Hello everyone, welcome to Global Online. In this lecture, we are going to see NTA UGC NET Paper 1. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the most expected MCQ on Higher Education Unit. We are going to see the complete revision of this unit. Students, we are having very less time in our hand. So do watch this lecture to clear all your doubt regarding the higher education unit, and this video will definitely help you to score more marks in the upcoming exam. लेक्चर को शुरू करने से पहले मैं आपको बताना चाहती हूँ जो पेपर 1 होता है वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होता है और बहुत ही स्कोरिंग होता है और आपकी जो प्रिपरेशन है वो अच्छी सी हो जाए, इसलिए हम आपके लिए लेकर आए हैं 2000 प्लस MCQ क्विक रिवीजन PDF, जिसमें आपको मिलते हैं करंट अफेयर्स क्वेश्चन जो कि बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है आने वाले एग्जाम के लिए। प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस हमने यहाँ पर ऐड किए हैं जिसका सॉल्यूशन जो होता है वो हमने डिटेल में दिया है। मोस्ट एक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चंस भी हमने यहाँ पर ऐड किए हैं, प्लस जो मोस्ट रिपीटेड क्वेश्चंस है वो भी हमने यहाँ पर ऐड किए हैं, जिससे कि आपकी जो प्रिपरेशन है वो अच्छी सी हो जाए। अगर किसी ने प्रिपरेशन अपनी स्टार्ट भी नहीं की है पेपर 1 के लिए, तो भी ये जो PDF है वो बहुत ही हेल्प करेगा उस स्टूडेंट को पेपर 1 क्लियर करने के लिए। तो ये PDF लेने के लिए आप स्क्रीन पर दिए हुए नंबर पर कांटेक्ट करें और इसकी जो फीस है वो जस्ट 599 है। स्टूडेंट, हमने यहाँ पर जो गारंटेड क्वेश्चंस है वो यहाँ पर डाले हैं, तो आप इसे जल्दी से ज्वाइन करें। So here is the question is university and university level institution are categorized into। ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2018 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको यूनिवर्सिटी एंड यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल इंस्टीट्यूशन के बारे में पूछा गया था कि वो किस में कैटेगराइज है। इसके लिए आपको कुछ ऑप्शंस दिए थे, जिसमें कि फर्स्ट था सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, देन इज स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, देन इज प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज, देन इज डीम्ड टू बी यूनिवर्सिटी, देन इज इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ हायर लर्निंग एंड लास्ट वन इज सिविल सेक्टर इंस्टीट्यूशन। और इसके लिए आपको कुछ कोड दिए थे, जिसमें कि आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना था। तो अगर हम बात करें कैटेगराइज की, तो एट प्रेजेंट द मेन कैटेगरी ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी और अ लेवल ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशन आर सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, डीम्ड टू बी यूनिवर्सिटी एंड प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज। ओके, अगर हम बात करेंगे सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज की, अ यूनिवर्सिटी दैट एस्टैब्लिश और इनकॉर्पोरेटेड बाय द सेंट्रल एक्ट। प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस। ओके, सेंट्रल एक्ट। Then is state university. The university is established or incorporated at the provisional act or by the state act. Provisional or the state act. Then is private universities. A university is established through the state or a central act by sponsoring body wise. A society registered under the Society Registration Act 1860. or any other corresponding law for the time being force in the state or a public trust or a company registered under section 25 of Companies Act 1956. And then is deemed university. A institution deemed to be university is a commonly known as deemed university, refer to the high performing institution which has been so declared by the state government under section 3 of University Grant Commission 1956. Please remember that UGC Act 1956। ओके, कई बार इस पर भी क्वेश्चंस आता है ओके एक्ट पर। तो इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए, दैट इज सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज, स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड डीम्ड टू बी यूनिवर्सिटी will be included in this question. In 1948, under whose chairmanship the University Education Commission was set up to the reconstruct university education in India। ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2018 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको पूछा था कि 1948 में किसके चेयरमैनशिप के अंदर यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन जो था वो सेटअप हुआ था टू रिकंस्ट्रक्ट द यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन इन द इंडिया। और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन यहाँ पर है वो है सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, second option is Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, third option is Professor P.C. Joshi and the last option is Dr. S. Radhakrishnan। okay? तो अगर हम बात करेंगे यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमेटी जो कि 1948 to 1949, और ये जो कमेटी है which is known as Radhakrishnan Committee 1948 to 1949 under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Okay, and it was a first attempt after the independence, and a major outcome of the committee was recommendation and setup of the University Grant Commission, that is UGC, in 1956. Okay, उसका जो मेन मोटिव था, मेन आउटकम था, तो वो यही था कि रिकमेंडेशन और सेटअप करना यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रांट कमीशन, मतलब कि UGC एक्ट 1956. Okay, and this committee also suggested the integration of secondary and high secondary education, which lead to foundation of Mudaliar Commission. Mudaliar Commission. And some of the important recommendations of this committee are 12 years of pre-university education. Please remember this, 12 years of pre-university education. Then is intermediate college of class 9, 10, 11 and 12, and English as a medium in the higher education. Okay, English as a medium in the higher education. So ये जो थे, ये कुछ important recommendation थे of this committee. So the according to the explanation, जो correct answer होगा वो होगा option number D, that is Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Which among the following was a launch on 2nd October 1978, the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi? ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2018 में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको पूछा था दिए गए में से कौन सा एक है जो कि लॉन्च हुआ था ऑन 2 अक्टूबर 1978, जो कि बर्थ डेट है ऑफ महात्मा गांधी. उसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन यहाँ पर है वो है नेशनल एडल्ट एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम. इसका जो शॉर्ट फॉर्म होगा वो होगा NAEP. ओके, और ये जो है वो लॉन्च हुआ था ऑन 2 अक्टूबर 1978, और इसका जो मेन एम था और मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव था वो था टू इंक्रीज द लिटरेसी अमंग द एडल्ट, इंक्रीज लिटरेसी अमंग द एडल्ट. उसके बाद है टू क्रिएट अ अवेयरनेस अमंग द इलिटरेट एडल्ट, सो दैट उनको जो एजुकेशन का इंपॉर्टेंस है वो पता चल जाए. ओके, इंक्रीज द अवेयरनेस of the education. Then is to raise the functional capacity of the adult, so that उनका जो occupation है उनमें जो वो काम कर रहे हैं उनकी जो capacity होती है वो increase हो जाए. To make a adult self dependent and to make a education related with the work and the life situation of the adult. सेकेंड जो ऑप्शन है वो है एजुसेड. अगर हम बात करेंगे एजुसेड की तो ये जो है वो एजुकेशनल सैटेलाइट है, एजुकेशनल सैटेलाइट that provide the country with a satellite based two-way communication class for delivering the educational material. Okay, थर्ड जो ऑप्शन है वो है फर्स्ट एजुकेशनल रेडियो चैनल. डू यू नो विच वन इज द फर्स्ट एजुकेशनल रेडियो चैनल? क्योंकि यहाँ से भी बहुत बार क्वेश्चन आता है और यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन आ भी सकता है. ओके, तो फर्स्ट एजुकेशनल रेडियो चैनल जो है वो है ज्ञानवाणी, द इंडिया फर्स्ट एक्सक्लूसिव एजुकेशनल रेडियो नेटवर्क, जो कि लॉन्च हुआ था इन 2001. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. चैनल का नाम है ज्ञानवाणी और लॉन्च कब हुआ? लॉन्च हुआ 2001 में. ओके, टू सर्व द यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट एनरोल इन बोथ कन्वेंशनल एंड ओपन डिस्टेंस लर्निंग प्रोग्राम. ओके, and the last option here is 10+2+3 scheme. ये जो स्कीम है वो सेटअप हुई थी अंडर द चेयरमैनशिप ऑफ द दौलत सिंह कोठारी to examine all the aspects of the educational sector in India and produce the appropriate strategy to guidance for the affiliate of the education, and a major recommendation of this committee were 3 language formula. Please remember this. Okay, major recommendation क्या है? 3 language formula. 3 language formula. Second one is the common school system. Common school system. Then is 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure of the education. Okay, 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure of the education. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए, दैट इज नेशनल एडल्ट एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम. ये जो है वो लॉन्च हुआ था ऑन 2 अक्टूबर 1978, द बर्थडे ऑफ महात्मा गांधी. Which of the following statement are correct about the डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी? ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2014 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको कुछ स्टेटमेंट दिए गए थे और पूछा था कि इसमें से कौन से स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है अबाउट द डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी. उसके लिए जो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पर है वो है द गवर्नर ऑफ स्टेट इज द चांसलर ऑफ डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी. देन इज दे कैन डिजाइन देयर ओन सिलेबस एंड कोर्स वर्क. Then is they can frame their own guidance regarding the admission and the fees. And the last one is they can grant degree. Okay, और इसके लिए आपको कुछ कोड दिए थे जिसमें से आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना था. Deemed university is the status of getting the self-governance granted to a high-performing institute and a department of various university in the India. And as per the current statistic of Department of Higher Education, the Government of India, there are more than 109 deemed university in India. 109 डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी इन द इंडिया. ओके, यहाँ पर इस पर भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है जहाँ पर आपको मैच द फॉलोइंग में पूछा जा सकता है कि कितने डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी है इंडिया में. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, देयर इज अ 109 डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी इन द इंडिया. और डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी जो होता है वो एंजॉय करता है द प्रिविलेज ऑफ प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी लाइक डिजाइनिंग देयर ओन सिलेबस और कोर्स वर्क. ये जो है वो अपना जो ओन सिलेबस होता है वो ओन डिजाइन करते हैं. ओके, दे ऑल्सो गेट द ऑटोनॉमी टू सेट अप द ओन गाइडेंस रिगार्डिंग द एडमिशन फीस. ओके, जो एडमिशंस और फीस होती है उसका भी गाइडेंस वो खुद से डिसाइड करते हैं. Thus, the deemed university in India get the opportunity to develop their own unique course structure to prepare the student to enter into the diverse field after the completion of their study. And those deemed university which continue to perform well eventually get the status of a full-fledged university. तो यहाँ पर जो सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट है they can design their own syllabus and the coursework will be the correct. Then is they can frame their own guidance regarding the admission and the fee. Even this is correct. And they grant the degrees. Even this is the correct. So यहाँ पर जो ऑप्शन बी है वो यहाँ पर करेक्ट है. The education imported through Institute of Higher Learning in India such as a Sanskrit Vidyapit is an example of. तो यहाँ पर आपको संस्कृत विद्यापीठ के बारे में पूछा गया है वो किसका एग्जाम्पल है. और इसके लिए आपको जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन दिया है वो है नॉन कन्वेंशनल लर्निंग प्रोग्राम. सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज वैल्यू एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम. थर्ड ऑप्शन इज ओरिएंटल लर्निंग प्रोग्राम एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज प्रोफेशनल एजुकेशनल प्रोग्राम. अगर हम बात करें नॉन कन्वेंशनल लर्निंग प्रोग्राम की तो ये जो है वो सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी, स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी, डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी और प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी आर द सम एग्जांपल ऑफ कन्वेंशनल लर्निंग इंस्टीट्यूट. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. इसके अंदर जो है वो सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटीज आते हैं. सेंट्रल, देन इज स्टेट इज देयर, देन इज डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी इज देयर एंड इवन द प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज आर इंक्लूडेड. ओके, देन इज उसके बाद अगर हम बात करें वैल्यू एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम की तो ये जो है वो एम एट इंक्लूडिंग द चिल्ड्रन एंड द फ्यूचर विद द वैल्यू द 1000 of steps may be taken to make a life more comfortable but without the woman well-being comfort become the burden. ओके, यहाँ पर आपको वैल्यूज सिखाए जाते हैं. Then is Oriental Learning Program. Oriental studies basically deal with the Indiology studies. The Indology is the study of Indian history, literature, philosophy and culture. Okay. and a collection and a study of rare Sanskrit and Prakrit manuscript dealing with the religion, philosophy, grammar, science, literature is an important goal here. So the Sanskrit Vidyapith is an example of this type of the institution. तो इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 3, दैट इज ओरिएंटल लर्निंग प्रोग्राम विल बी द करेक्ट हियर. In the university education system as prevalent now, which of the following bodies or committees look after the formal approval of curriculum and a course of study? उसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन यहाँ पर है वो है यूनिवर्सिटी एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल बोर्ड ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज academic council of concerned university. Third option is board of study and the last option is university code. Okay. अगर हम बात करेंगे यूनिवर्सिटी काउंसिल की तो यूनिवर्सिटी काउंसिल जो है फॉर एजुकेशनल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन द फुल जो शॉर्ट फॉर्म होगा उसका ये होगा USEA. ओके. यूनिवर्सिटी काउंसिल फॉर एजुकेशनल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इज अ लीडिंग नॉन प्रॉफिट research oriented educational only member organization dedicated to improving the professional of educational administration. Okay. Then is academic council of concerned university. The academic council shall be principal academic body of the institution deemed to be university. Consider the matter of academic interest either on the own initiative or at the instant of board of management or this purpose of department facilities or take a proper action thereon. Okay, to promote the research within the institution deemed to be university, acquire the report on such a research from the time to time. Then is board of studies. It is a statutory body. Those composition and authority are derived from the university status, and the chairperson of the board of study are appointed by syndicate or a vice chancellor. The board of study report to the academic council through the dean concerned. ये जो है वो रिपोर्ट करता है to the academic council. Academic council. And its function will include the farming of content of various courses, reviewing and updating. उसके बाद है university code. A university code is a administrative body of university in the United Kingdom and the England, Australia such as the court carries out the limited judicial function, whereas in the Scotland is the university supreme governing body analog to board of the director or a board of the trustees. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 2, एकेडमिक काउंसिल ऑफ कंसर्न यूनिवर्सिटीज. In the context of higher education during the post-independence period, which among the following committee or a commission was a last to be set up? Okay? और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है राधाकृष्णन कमीशन. तो राधाकृष्णन जो कमीशन था वो था बिटवीन द 1948 टू द 49 और ये जो था वो यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन था. यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन. सेकेंड जो ऑप्शन है वो यहाँ पर है ज्ञानम कमिटी. ये जो है वो हुई थी बिटवीन द 1993. Emphasis the National Commission on the Higher Education and Research to regulate the quality of education, to encourage the research in the university. To what? To encourage the research. Then is Mudaliar Commission. Mudaliar Commission is between the 1952 to 1953 एंड ये जो है वो सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन है. ओके. उसके बाद है कोठारी कमीशन. कोठारी कमीशन इज बिटवीन 1964 टू 66. 1964 to 66. recommended to establish the Indian education services to improve the quality of higher education by a distant learning mode and by spending the 6% of national income on the education. तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर बी, दैट इज नानम समिति. On the recommendation of which commission 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure was incorporated in the Statement of National Policy on Education 1968. ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2018 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको 10 plus 2 plus 3 के स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में पूछा गया था. और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन यहाँ पर है वो है कोठारी कमीशन, देन इज मुदलियार कमीशन, देन इज रामामूर्ति कमीशन एंड लास्ट वन इज मंडल कमीशन. अगर हम बात करेंगे मंडल कमीशन की, तो जो मंडल कमीशन है द सोशली एंड इकोनॉमिकली बैकवर्ड क्लासेस कमीशन. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, इट इज अ सोशली एंड एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड क्लासेस कमीशन. सोशली एंड एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड कमीशन. ओके, बैकवर्ड क्लासेस कमीशन. और ये जो है वो एस्टैब्लिश हुआ था इन 1979 में. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. ओके, बाय द जनता पार्टी गवर्नमेंट अंडर द प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोरोजी देसाई विद द मैंडेट टू आइडेंटिटी द सोशली एंड एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड क्लासेस ऑफ इंडिया. उसके बाद है रामामूर्ति कमीशन. अगर हम बात करेंगे रामामूर्ति कमीशन की, तो ये जो कमिटी है उसका जो रिपोर्ट था वो सबमिट हुआ था ऑन 9 जनवरी 1991 को. रिपोर्ट सबमिट कब हुआ? रिपोर्ट सबमिट हुआ 9 जनवरी 1991 को. एंड रिकमेंडेड सेवरल चेंजेस विच इंक्लूड द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ कॉमन स्कूल सिस्टम, promotion of women education, early childhood care and education and socially useful productive work. Okay, then is मुदलियार कमीशन. मुदलियार कमीशन जो है वो है एजुकेशनल कमीशन सेट अप विद द एम ऑफ एग्जामिनिंग द सिस्टम secondary education in the India, about the secondary education in India. And the main purpose was to examine the condition of secondary education. उसके बाद है कोठारी कमीशन. कोठारी कमीशन की अगर बात हम करें तो इट वॉज अ सेटअप अंडर द, ये जो 10 plus 2 plus 3 का जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो सेटअप हुआ था अंडर द चेयरमैनशिप ऑफ दौलत सिंह कोठारी टू एग्जामिन ऑल द एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द एजुकेशनल सेक्टर इन द इंडिया एंड टू प्रोड्यूस द अप्रोप्रिएट स्ट्रेटेजी एंड द गाइडेंस फॉर द एफिमुलेट ऑफ द एजुकेशन. ओके, एट द टाइम ऑफ अ कोठारी कमीशन, दैट इज बिटवीन द 1964 to the 66. प्लीज रिमेंबर द डेट, दैट इज 1964 to 66. In the country, there was a 4 pattern of the educational structure wise, that is 10 plus 2 plus 3 plus 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 11 plus 3 plus and 11 minus 12 plus 1 plus 3. And therefore, the commission emphasized the necessary to introduction of uniform educational structure of 10 plus 2 plus 3. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए. ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ कोठारी कमीशन 10 plus 2 plus 3 structure was incorporated in the Statement of National Policy of Education 1968. The following commission were set up by the government and its agencies after the independence and arranged this following chronological order in terms of their occurrence. Okay, so in this question they given you some commission and आपको यहाँ पर कहा गया है to arrange it in the chronological order. इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट जो है वो है यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन, देन इज सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन एंड देन इज एजुकेशन कमीशन. ओके, और आपको कुछ कोड भी दिए गए हैं जिसमें से आपको करेक्ट जो कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना है. तो यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन जो था, द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया अपॉइंटेड द यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन अंडर द चेयरमैनशिप ऑफ डॉक्टर राधाकृष्णन ऑन November 1948. Please remember this. It is under the Dr. Radhakrishnan. In November 1948, the Commission made a number of significant recommendations on various aspects of higher education and submitted its report in August 1949. जो रिपोर्ट था वो कब सबमिट किया? इन अगस्त 1949. ओके, अगस्त 1949 में वो रिपोर्ट सबमिट किया. ओके, देन इज सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन कमीशन. The Government of India established the Secondary Education Commission on 23rd September 1952. Please remember the date, that is 23rd September 1952, under the chairmanship of Dr. Lakshman Swamy Mudaliar. So Dr. Mudaliar, okay. And it was called a Mudaliar Commission after him. The commission recommended diversifying the curriculum, adding an intermediate level, introducing a 3-layer undergraduate courses. Okay, and the last one is Education Commission. Education Commission is also known as Kothari Commission, and the Education Commission is a global initiative encouraging a greater progress to the substantial development. The Kothari Commission was an ad hoc committee which was set up by Government of India and was founded under the chairmanship of Daulat Singh Kothari. And Kothari Commission was formed on 14 July 1964. Please remember the date again, 14 July 1964. Okay, जो एजुकेशन कमीशन था उसे हम कोठारी कमीशन भी कहते हैं. कोठारी कमीशन. The National Education Commission is also known as the Kothari Commission. Okay. तो यहाँ पर जो यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन है वो कब आया था? In 1948. Okay, 1948. Then Secondary Education Commission is in 1952 and Education Commission is in 1964. मतलब कि यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर सी, 1, 2 and 3. Which of the following is known as कलकत्ता यूनिवर्सिटी कमीशन? तो इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है नीचे दिए गए में से कौन सा एक है जिसे कलकत्ता यूनिवर्सिटी कमीशन भी कहते हैं, जिसमें कि फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है सैडलर कमीशन. अगर हम बात करेंगे सैडलर कमीशन की तो सैडलर कमीशन इज ऑल्सो नोन एज कलकत्ता यूनिवर्सिटी कमीशन, जो कि अपॉइंट हुआ था इन ईयर 1917 after its chairman of Michael Sadler. Please remember the name, that is Michael Sadler. And the goal of investigation, the condition and protects the Calcutta University, as well as the focus is on the issue of constructive policy in relation to the question presented. Second one is Kothari Commission. जो कोठारी कमीशन है उसे नेशनल एजुकेशन कमीशन भी कहते हैं. ओके, प्लीज रिमेंबर द नेम, दैट इज नेशनल एजुकेशन कमीशन. और ये जो था वो था बिटवीन द ईयर 1964 to 66. The third one is Hunter Commission. Hunter Commission of 1882 was presented by Sir William Hunter and was appointed by Lord Ripon. Then the victory of the India, the Hunter Commission was constituted on 3rd April 1882. Please remember this. It is constituted on 3rd April 1882 after the request of General Council of Education made by the Ripon. And the last one is Wood Dispatch. Wood Dispatch suggested that primary school must adopt the vernacular languages through the dispatch, he also suggested that high school use the Anglo vernacular medium and English should be the medium of the college level education. Okay? इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए. Sellar Commission is known as Calcutta University Commission. Which of the following is regarded as the first policy measure regarding the higher education in the India? तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको फर्स्ट पॉलिसी के बारे में पूछा गया है, मेजर रिगार्डिंग द हायर एजुकेशन इन द इंडिया. इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है ऊट डिस्पैच. According to the Oath Dispatch, the responsibility of education in India lies with the British government. Okay, and the dispatch recommended the medium of instruction should be the English. Okay, इसने recommend किया था जो medium होता है instruction का वो English होना चाहिए. Medium of instruction should be English. Okay. The dispatch recommended the establishment of a university in the present town of Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. Calcutta, Bombay and Madras. The second one is Maclem Minutes. Promote the European literature and science among the Indians. And all the fund appropriated from the purpose of education will be first best spent on the English education alone. Then is Elphinstone Report. Elphinstone Report, the present system of higher education date back to the Mountstone-Elphinstone Minute of 1823, which stressed the need of establishing the school for teaching English and European science. And the last option is none of the above. यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए, दैट इज Oath Dispatch is regarded as a first policy measure regarding the higher education in India. Which of the following commission recommended setting up UGC and is also known as University Education Commission? ओके तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है दिए गए में से कौन सा एक कमीशन है जिसने कि रिकमेंड किया था सेटिंग अप द यूजीसी एंड आल्सो नोन एज यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन. इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो राधाकृष्णन कमीशन. राधाकृष्णन कमीशन इज आल्सो नोन एज यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन. ओके इसे यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन भी कहते हैं. सजेस्टेड द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ सेकेंडरी एंड हायर सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन by setting up the UGC, and it was set up to inquire into the requirement of a higher education in the India and put forward the recommendation of organization of a university education in the light of measurement of a country and its tradition. The university have provided a leadership in the politics, administration, education, industry and commerce. और इसका जो एम था यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन का should produce the intellectual adventure to offer but without neglecting our culture heritage from the past, and the attention should be paid only to the mental but also to the physical development of the student in the university. Then is Mudaliar Commission. Dr. Lakshman Swamy Mudaliar, the Vice Chancellor Madras University, was the chairman of the commission. Please remember the name of the person, that is Dr. A. Lakshman Swamy Mudaliar. It also popularly known as Secondary Education Commission. जो मुदलियार कमीशन था उसे Secondary Education Commissions भी कहते थे. And it recommended introducing a 3-year secondary and 4-year higher education system. Okay. Then is Wardha Commission. The committee under Dr. Zakir Hussain was appointed to formulate the scheme of basic education. Please remember this. It is a formulate the scheme of basic education. Scheme of basic education. And the aim of basic education was develop the quality of ideal citizenship, and more aspects should be given to the Indian culture than the literacy. And then is Kothari Commission, which was a setup under the chairmanship of Dr. D.S. Kothari to formulate the coherent education policy of the India. And the two unique features of this report are its comprehensive approach to the educational reconstruction and it attempt to project the blueprint of national policy of education for the India. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो है राधाकृष्णन कमीशन. The committee set up by the Ministry of Human Resources Development, which recommended the autonomy of IIT, was headed by. ओके तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है जो कमिटी सेटअप हुई थी बाय द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट विच रिकमेंडेड ऑटोनॉमी ऑफ आईआईटी, उसका उसे किसने हेड किया था. ओके उसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है प्रोफेसर अनिल काकोडकर. Professor Anil Kakodkar, born on 11 November 1943 and is an Indian nuclear physicist and a mechanical engineer and was the chairman of Atomic Energy Commission of India and a secretary to the government of the India. Then is Dr. Yashpal. Yashpal is born in 26 November 1926 and was the Indian scientist, educator and economist. He is the Indian scientist. Indian scientist, educator and educationalist. And he was known for the contribution to the study of cosmic ray as well as for being the institution builder. In his later year, he became one of the leading science communicator of the country. Third option is Sam Pitroda. The Sam Pitroda, his real name is Satyavan Gangaram Pitroda, and he born on 4th May 1942 and is an Indian investor, telecommunication engineer and entrepreneur. He is the Indian investor, telecommunicator engineer and the entrepreneur. And the last option is none of the above. The committee set up by the Ministry of Human Resource Development which recommended the autonomy of IIT was headed by Dr. Anil Kakodkar. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option number A. National Knowledge Commission NKC was headed by. तो यहाँ पर आपको नेशनल नॉलेज कमीशन के बारे में पूछा गया है और वो किसने हेड की थी ऐसा पूछा गया है. और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है प्रोफेसर अनिल काकोडकर, then is Professor Yashpal, then is Sam Pitroda, and the last option is none of the above. So first of all we will understand about the National Knowledge Commission. The National Knowledge Commission was an Indian think tank charged with the considering the possible policy that might be a sharpen India's comparative advantage and a knowledge intensive service sector, and it was constituted on 13 June 2005. Please remember the date that it is constituted on 13 June 2005 by the Prime Minister of India, that is Manmohan Singh. The Satyavan Gangaram Pitroda, who is also known as Sam Pitroda, an Indian investor, telecommunication engineer and entrepreneur, was born on the eastern Indian state of Odisha to the Gujarati family, is popularly known as father of computer and IT revolution as he helped in bringing the computerization and also an advisor to PM during the डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह टेनर। तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो है ऑप्शन नंबर सी। नेशनल नॉलेज कमीशन दैट इज NKC was headed by Sam Pitroda. So here is the question is, Inter-University Board was set up in 1928 to promote the university activities by sharing information and cooperation in the field of education, culture, sport and allied area. Now it is known as इंटर यूनिवर्सिटी बोर्ड जो है वो सेटअप हुआ था इन 1928 और ये क्यों सेटअप हुआ था? टू प्रमोट द यूनिवर्सिटीज एक्टिविटी एंड बाय शेयरिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन बाय द cooperation in the field of education, culture, sports and allied area. Okay, and now it is known as, और इसके लिए आपको कुछ ऑप्शंस दिए गए हैं जिसमें कि फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटीज, सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज सेंट्रल एडवाइजरी बोर्ड ऑफ एजुकेशन, third option is Central Board of Secondary Education and none of the above. So here the formation of Inter-University Board that is IUB of India is an affects inter-university organization on 23rd March 1925. In a meeting of Vice Chancellor, the representative at Bombay University was confirmation of the need to bring together all the University of India on the common platform through the coordinating body to protect the interests of the student as well as the university. And इसका जो main objective था ये था to promote the university's activity specially by a way of sharing the information and increasing the cooperation in the field of education, culture, sports and allied area. Okay, the present system of higher education date back to the Mountstone Elphinstone Minute in 1823, which strove the needs of establishing the school for a teaching English and a European science. Later, Lord Macaulay in his minute in 1835 advocated the efforts to make a native of countries truly good English scholar. So in 1947, the committee was entrusted with the responsibility of dealing with all that existing university. Hence, the Inter-University Board was set up in 1928 to promote the university's activity by sharing the information and cooperation in the field of education, that is culture, sports and allied area, are known as the Association of Indian Universities. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है इस क्वेश्चन का वो है ऑप्शन नंबर ए, दैट इज एसोसिएशन ऑफ इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटीज. A committee was set up in 1990 to review NPE 1986. Its report titled as Towards an Enlightened and Human Society stated the system of higher education encourage memorization of the fact and regurgitation rather than the creativity. The head of the committee was, the first option is Acharya Ramamurthy. The second option here is Professor Yashpal. Third option here is Professor M.M. Joshi and the last option is none of the above. Okay. The implementation of a national policy on the education, that is 1986, was evaluated by a two committee, namely the Ramamurthy committee, that is in 1990, and the Janardhan Reddy committee, that is 1992. Ramamurthy Commission, despite the efforts of social and economic development, a majority of our people continue to remain deprived of the education, which is one of the basic need for the women development. The government accorded the highest priority to the education, both as a woman right as well as a means for bringing about the transportation towards the more human and enlightened society. The national policy of education, that is 1986, would enable the country to move towards this perspective of the education, and the government therefore decided to set up the NPV Review Committee. Okay, and the committee of a review is popularly known as Ramamurthy Review Committee after the name Acharya Ramamurthy, the chairman of committee, and the committee was appointed on 7 May 1992. and the report was tabled in the parliament in January 9 January 1991. Okay. The answer for this question is option number A, that is Acharya Ramamurthy. Which of the following is an online storehouse of all the academic awards like a certificate, diploma, degree, marksheet, etc. तो इस क्वेश्चन में आपको ऑनलाइन स्टोर हाउस के बारे में पूछा गया है ऑफ ऑल द एकेडमिक अवार्ड्स. तो इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है स्वयं. स्वयं का जो फुल फॉर्म होगा वो होगा स्टडी वेब ऑफ एक्टिव लर्निंग फॉर यंग एस्पायरिंग माइंड. एंड ये जो प्रोग्राम है वो इनिशिएट किया था बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एंड डिजाइन टू अचीव द 3 कार्डिनल प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, that is access, equity and quality. Access, equity and quality. The second option here is National Digital Library. National Digital Library, the short form for this will be NDL. इसका जो एम था is to develop an overall framework to collect the large number of e-content covering the needs of a learner with the different abilities for a different level of education. Then is the Pan India Virtual Teaching Learning Evaluation Knowledge Platform and for the key national assets and collect the resources from the other ministries. The third option here is National Academic Library. ये जो है वो डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म है डेवलप बाय द नेशनल इंफॉर्मेटिक्स सेंट्रिक Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology, the Government of India for a government libraries. And ये जो है वो provide करता है the complete ICT solution with the integrated library management software. ICT solution ये provide करवाता है. It transforms the traditional library to the e-library with the digital library services like a automation of e-house activity of a library's digital library integration. And the last option is National Academic Depositor. ये जो है वो initiate किया था by the MHRD to facilitate the digital issuance, storage, access and verification for the academic awards like a certificate, diploma, degree, mark sheet issued by the academic institution. And NAD, that is National Academic Depositors, is a unique, innovative and a progressive initiative under the Digital India. Under what? Under Digital India. Theme towards achieving the digital enablement of an education record. And it aspire to make a vision of digital academic certificate for every Indian and reality. So according to the explanation जो correct answer होगा यहाँ पर वो होगा option number 4, that is National Academic Depositor is an online storehouse of all the academic awards like a certificate, diploma, degree, mark sheet, etc. The purpose of value education is best served by focusing on. ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो जनवरी 2017 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था जहां पर आपको पर्पस पूछे गए थे वैल्यू एजुकेशन के. और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है कल्चरल प्रैक्टिस प्रिवेलिंग इन द सोसाइटी. सेकेंड ऑप्शन है नॉर्म्स ऑफ कंडक्ट लेड डाउन बाय द सोशल ग्रुप. थर्ड ऑप्शन है कंसर्न फॉर वुमेन वैल्यू एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन है रिलीजियस एंड मोरल प्रैक्टिस एंड इंस्ट्रक्शन. Value education is the process by which the people give a moral value to the others. Give moral value to other. The purpose of education is to make a world better place. The education जो है वो बहुत ही important है in the life of the person because it gives us success and a better future. The people who are educated can survive in a competitive world more preciously as compared to the uneducated person. The value education gives a better living opportunity and good work. तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर सी. द पर्पस ऑफ वैल्यू एजुकेशन इज बेस्ट सर्व बाय फोकसिंग ऑन कंसर्न फॉर ह्यूमन वैल्यूज. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर द गोल ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन इन द इंडिया। तो यहाँ पर आपको गोल पूछे गए हैं हायर एजुकेशन के इंडिया में, और ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो नवंबर 2017 में पूछा गया था। ओके, इसके लिए आपको कुछ ऑप्शंस दिए थे, जिसमें कि फर्स्ट था एक्सेस, देन इज इक्विटी, देन इज क्वालिटी एंड एक्सेलेंस, देन इज रिलेवेंस, देन इज वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन, देन इज कंपल्सरी एंड फ्री एजुकेशन। और आपको कुछ कोड दिए गए थे, जिसमें से आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना था। ओके, द नेशनल पॉलिसी ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन दैट इज 1986 ट्रांसलेट द विजन ऑफ राधाकृष्णन कमीशन एंड अ कोठारी कमीशन। और उसके जो 5 मेन गोल थे फॉर अ हायर एजुकेशन एज enumerated are: the first one is greater access, second one is equal access or equity, then there is quality and excellence is there, then is relevance is there, and value based education is also included here. इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर सी, दैट इज ए एक्सेस, देन इज इक्विटी, देन इज क्वालिटी एंड एक्सेलेंस, then is relevance will be included, and value based education is also included under the goal of higher education in the India. The aim of vocationalization of education is, तो यहाँ पर आपको एम पूछे गए हैं वोकेशनलाइजेशन के। ओके, और इसके लिए आपको जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है यहाँ पर वो है प्रिपेयरिंग स्टूडेंट फॉर वोकेशन अलोंग विथ नॉलेज, सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज कन्वर्टिंग liberal education into vocational education, third one is giving more importance to vocational than general education, and last one is making liberal education job oriented. अगर हम एम्स देखेंगे वोकेशनलाइजेशन के, तो वो होंगे द मिशन एम at the empowerment of youth through imparting their technical skill and encouraging their economical reliability, to empower the youth through the income generating skill, and entrepreneurship is also included here. The third one will be promote the youth to full participation on the basis of the equity with the youth and economic opportunity and education. Then is to develop and strategies that can be used in analyzing the local situation and developing the innovative skill at the local level. Then is to provide the quality training to inculcate the self-employment among the youth and to facilitate the development of a skill that increase the vocational and the training opportunity. Okay, the term vocational education is a general and include the every form of education that aim to acquire for the qualification related to the certain profession, art or employment, or the provided the necessary training that appropriate the skill as well as the technical knowledge. The Indian Education Commission, that is 1966, pointed out that vocationalization can bring the education closer to its productivity. The National Policy on Educating, that is 1986, and the revised formulation gave a stress on the introduction of systematic, well-planned and implementation program for the vocational education. Hence, the aim of vocationalization of the education is to make the youth education job and oriented. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 4. The aim of vocationalization of education is making liberal education job oriented. MHRD स्कीम विद्वान इज एम एट. तो यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में MHRD के स्कीम के बारे में पूछा गया है, विद्वान के बारे में, जिसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है क्रिएटिंग अ डेटाबेस एंड नेशनल रिसर्च नेटवर्क, सेकेंड वन इज मेकिंग अवेलेबल ई रिसोर्सेज, third one is promoting entrepreneurship among the faculty, and the last one is awarding a national professorship to the faculty. अगर हम बात करें विद्वान की, तो it is a database profile of scientists, researcher and other faculty member who are involved in academic institution and other RD organization. और ये जो है वो प्रोवाइड करता है इंफॉर्मेशन लाइक अ expert background contact, address, experience, scholarship publications, skills, researcher identity. The database is developed by the Information and Library Network Center with the financial support from the National Mission on Education through the ICT. अगर हम ऑब्जेक्टिव देखेंगे इसके तो वो होंगे क्विक एंड कन्वीनियंट प्रोवाइड इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द एक्सपर्ट टू पीयर prospective collaborative funding agencies, policy maker and a research scholar in the country. Identify the peer reviewer of article and research proposal to create the information exchange and networking opportunity among the scientists. It established the communication directly with the expert who possess the expertise needed by the users. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो है ऑप्शन नंबर 1, दैट इज MHRD स्कीम विद वन इज एम एट क्रिएटिंग अ डेटाबेस एंड नेशनल रिसर्च नेटवर्क. One aspect of e-governance deal with flow of information between the government and the citizen. And which of the following are the government to the citizen, that is G2C innovatives. Okay, इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है e-help, then is e-health, then is e-tendering and the last is e-Facebook. ओके और इसके लिए आपको कुछ कोड दिए गए हैं जिसमें से आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना है. ई गवर्नेंस दैट इज इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गवर्नेंस, ये जो है वो पार्ट है ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का. ओके ये जो एक पार्ट है इंफॉर्मेशन एंड कम्युनिकेशन का. That aim to enhance the government ability to fulfill the need of the public. The aim of e-governance is to make a thing easy for the everyone. इसका जो aim है वो क्या है? To make a thing easy to everyone. That is citizen, government and a business at a local, state and a national level. The scope of e-governance include the government to citizen, government to government, citizen to government and government to business. The government to citizen, that is G2C, is the basic aspect of the e-governance, and in today's world, relation of citizens start with the government from his birth and end till the death. The citizens come into the contact with the government in every aspect, be it birth registration, marriage, divorce or a death. The G2C include the services from the government like a transportation, telecommunication, medical facilities, all the facilities which are providing by the government. Okay. E-health services include the ICT enabled health services by the government. Under this, all the hospital include a database. Each patient may be created, the local pharmacy database created. Then is e-health. E-health, denoted the providing the facility in case of a crisis and a disaster using the ICT. And other G2C innovative by the governments are e-citizenship is there, e-registration is there, e-citizenship is there, then is e-registration is there, then is e-education is there, e-taxation is there, e-transportation is there. Okay, यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन विल बी ऑप्शन नंबर 1, दैट इज A and B will be included here. To create scientific temperament innovation amongst the Indian students, central government started an ATL lab. What is the full form of ATL? तो यहाँ पर आपको ATL के बारे में पूछा गया है, उसके फुल फॉर्म के बारे में पूछा गया है. जहाँ पर जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है अप्लाइड टेक्नो लैब, सेकेंड वन इज अटल थिंकरिंग लैब, थर्ड इज अल्टरनेट टेक्निक लैब एंड लास्ट वन इज अटल टेक्नोलॉजी लैब। तो यहाँ पर जो फुल फॉर्म होगा ATL का वो होगा अटल थिंकरिंग लैब एंड with the vision to cultivate 1 million children in the India as nutritic innovators. The Atal Innovation Mission is established the Atal Tinkering Laboratories ATLs in the school across the India. Okay. Atal Innovation Mission. And the objective of this scheme is to foster the curiosity, creativity and imagination of the young mind. It includes skills such as a design mindset, conceptual thinking, adaptive learning, physical computing, okay? And it is a flagship innovative setup by the Niti Aayog. To promote the innovation and the entrepreneurship across the length and the breadth of the country. And ये जो है वो लॉन्च हुआ था in 2016 में। तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो है ऑप्शन नंबर 2, दैट इज अटल थिंकरिंग लैब। MHRD गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इनिशिएटिव ई शोध सिंधु प्रोवाइडेड स्टूडेंट एंड रिसर्चर एक्सेस टू। तो यहाँ पर आपको ई शोध सिंधु के बारे में पूछा गया है और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है इंडियन PhD थीसिस इन इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म, सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज ई जर्नल्स, थर्ड ऑप्शन इज प्लेगरिज्म सॉफ्टवेयर एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन इज ओपन सोर्स सॉफ्टवेयर फॉर ट्रेनिंग इन एनालिटिकल टेक्निक। अगर हम एम्स देखेंगे और ऑब्जेक्टिव देखेंगे ई शोध सिंधु के, तो सेटिंग अप ई शोध सिंधु is the higher education resources by arguing and straightening activity and services offered by a 3 MHRD founded the consortia. It developed the formidable collection of e-journals, e-book, e-journals archives on the perpetual basis. Okay. And to monitor and promote the e-sources to member university, colleges and technical institutions in India through the awareness and training program. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 2, दैट इज ई जर्नल्स। द बेस्ट वे फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग द वैल्यू एजुकेशन इज थ्रू। ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2016 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको बेस्ट वे पूछा गया था फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग द वैल्यू एजुकेशन। इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन यहाँ पर है वो है डिस्कशन ऑन टेक्स्ट। डिस्कशन टेक्स्ट इज अ टेक्स्ट विच प्रेजेंट द प्रॉब्लमेटिक discourse, okay, and this problem will discuss on a different viewpoint. यहाँ पर जो है वो यहाँ पर जो प्रॉब्लम होता है उसको डिस्कस किया जाता है इन अ डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट से, ओके, विद अ डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट। Discussion is commonly found on philosophical, historic and social texts. Second option is lecture or discourses on value. The interaction occurs between the people who share the similar thought, idea and value that make easy to identify them as a group. The value and the idea stem back to the way people are brought as a child and affect who they become in the future, and this to specify the discourses or a lecture. Third one is seminar. जो सेमिनार होता है वो फॉर्म होता है एकेडमिक इंस्ट्रक्शन का, आइदर एन एकेडमिक इंस्टीट्यूशन और ऑफर्ड बाय द कमर्शियल और प्रोफेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड इट हैज अ फंक्शन ऑफ ब्रिंगिंग टुगेदर स्मॉल ग्रुप ऑफ recurring the meeting focusing each time on some particular subject in which everyone present is requested to participate. Last one is mentoring or reflective session on value. Mentoring is dynamic, complex developmental relationship between the two. They share the experience, value and belief, and through this partnership the mentee with the assistance from one mentor set the goal for the purpose of development of mentee. The best way for providing the value education is through mentoring or a reflective session on the values. Ministry of Human Resource Development MHRD include, इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट है वो है डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन एंड लिटरेसी, The second statement is Department of Secondary Education and Higher Education. Third is Department of Human and Child Development and the last is all. इसके लिए आपको कुछ कोड दिए गए हैं जिसमें से आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना है. MHRD was created on September 26, 1985. Please remember this. जो MHRD था वो था क्रिएट किया था इन 26 सितंबर को वो क्रिएट किया था 1985 में. Though the 174th amendment to the Government of India, okay, and currently the MHRD work through the two departments, that is Department of School Education and Literacy and Department of the Higher Education and Secondary Education, okay. तो इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर ए, that is Department of Elementary Education and Literacy will be included here and Department of Secondary Education and Higher Education will also included here. Exclusive Educational Channel of IGNOU is known as. तो यहाँ पर आपको IGNOU के चैनल के बारे में पूछा गया है जिसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है ज्ञान दर्शन. DD ज्ञान दर्शन is a state owned television channel. ये जो है वो state owned television channel है telecasting from the दूरदर्शन केंद्र IGNOU and ये जो है वो educational media है initiated by the MHRD in the collaboration with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Prasar Bharati, ISRO and IGNOU as a nodal agency. Okay. The second one is ज्ञानवाणी. ज्ञानवाणी जो है इसे GVB कहते हैं. The short form will be the GV and it is a FM radio was convicted in 2001. ये जो है वो FM रेडियो है जो कि आया था in 2001 में as a network of educational FM radio channel operating from the various cities in the country. और इसका जो aim था वो था to enhance and supplement the teaching learning process. Each GV, that is Gyanvani station, has a range of about 60 kilometer and cover an entire city or a town including the adjoining rural area. The third option here is Doordarshan. Doordarshan is a Indian public service broadcaster founded by the government of the India. ये जो है वो public सर्विस ब्रॉडकास्टर है जो कि फाउंडेड किया था बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एंड ओन बाय द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग एंड वन ऑफ द प्रसार भारती टू डिवीजन, वन ऑफ द इंडियाज लार्जेस्ट ब्रॉडकास्टिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन द स्टूडियो एंड अ ट्रांसमीटर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड ये जो है वो एस्टैब्लिश हुआ था ऑन 15 सितंबर 1959 को. The last option here is the Prasar Bharati. The Prasar Bharati is a Indian public broadcaster जिसका जो हेडक्वार्टर है वो है न्यू दिल्ली में. And it is a statutory autonomous body set up by an act of the parliament and comprises the Doordarshan television network and All India Radio, which were earlier the media unit of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The Parliament of India passed the Prasar Bharati Act to grant its autonomy in 1990. Please remember this, in 1990, but it was not enacted until the 15th September 1997. तो इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो है ऑप्शन नंबर 1. एक्सक्लूसिव एजुकेशनल चैनल ऑफ IGNOU इज नोन एज ज्ञान दर्शन. द चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर कैन बी रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम हिज ऑफिस अंडर द आर्टिकल. ये जो क्वेश्चन है वहां पर आपको पूछा गया है जो चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर होता है उसे रिमूव किया जा सकता है फ्रॉम हिज ऑफिस अंडर विच आर्टिकल. और इसके लिए आपको कुछ आर्टिकल्स दिए गए हैं जिसमें से फर्स्ट था 125 article, second one is 352 article, third one is 226 article and last one is 324 article. Okay. The Election Commission of India is a autonomous constitutional authority. Please remember this. It is a It is an autonomous constitutional authority which is responsible for administrating the union and the state election process in the India. And the commission consists of one chief election commissioner and two election commissioner. The president may from time to time fix and the appointment of a chief election commissioner and other election commission shall subject to the provision of by a law made in that behalf of the parliament. Okay. So under the article 324 of Constitution of India mention the provision of to safeguard and ensure the independent and impartial functioning of election commissions. The Chief Election Commission is provided with the security of tenure and he cannot remove from his office except in the same manner and on the same ground as a judge of Supreme Court. And in other words, he can be removed by the President on the basis of the resolution passed to that effect by both the houses of the Parliament with a special majority either on the ground of proof the misbehavior or a incapacity. Misbehavior or incapacity. So the answer for this question will be option number 4, that is article 324. Which of the following is a central university? तो यहाँ पर आपको कुछ यूनिवर्सिटीज के नाम दिए गए हैं और आपको पूछा गया है इसमें से कौन सी एक है जो कि सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी है. ओके, इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है मुंबई यूनिवर्सिटी. The University of Mumbai, the state-owned public research university in Mumbai. Okay, please remember this. It is a state-owned public research university. और ये जो है एक one of the most oldest educational institute in the city dating back the British Bombay era. The University of Mumbai is one of the largest university in the world. As a 2013, the university has a 711 affiliated colleges and Ratan Tata is the appointed the head of the advisory council. Okay, then is Calcutta University. The University of the Calcutta, informally known as Calcutta University, is the highest public research university located in the Calcutta, West Bengal, India. Okay, it is a public research university. जो कि वेस्ट बंगाल में है and it has a 151 affiliated undergraduate colleges and 16 institute in the Calcutta and nearby area. और ये जो है वो establish हुई थी on 24th January 1857 में. Okay. The third option is Delhi University. The University of Delhi, informally known as Delhi University, that is DU, is the central university located in the New Delhi and it was founded in 1922 by the Act of Central Legislative Assembly and recognized as a Institute of Eminence by the University Grant Commission, that is UGC. And the last option is Madras University. The University of Madras, that is Madras University, is the public state university. It is a public state university. Okay. In Chennai, Tamil Nadu, in the India, and it is established in 1857. And it is one of the most oldest and among the most prestigious university in the India, incorporated by the Act of Legislative Council of the India under the British government. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन का वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 3, दैट इज दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी इज वन ऑफ द सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी इन इंडिया. Which of the following article of Constitution of India safeguard the right of minority to establish and run the educational institution of their own liking? तो इस क्वेश्चन में आपको आर्टिकल के बारे में पूछा गया है और इसके लिए आपको कुछ ऑप्शंस भी दिए गए हैं, जिसमें से जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है आर्टिकल 19, सेकेंड वन इज आर्टिकल 29, थर्ड वन इज आर्टिकल 30 एंड लास्ट वन इज आर्टिकल 31. The right is given to the minority to form and govern their own educational institution. Article 30 is also called as Charter of Educational Right. Please remember this. It is also called as Charter of Education Right. The Article 30 Clause 1, all the religious and linguistic minority have a right to establish and administer the educational institute of their own choice. This benefit is extended to only the linguistic and religious minority and no other section of Indian citizen. Moreover, the word or means that a minority may either be a linguistic or a religious, and also that is does not have a both religious minority as well as a linguistic minority, but it is a sufficient of it one or a other or a both. The correct answer for this question will be option number 3, that is Article 30. The National Museum at New Delhi is attached to. तो यहाँ पर आपको नेशनल म्यूजियम के बारे में पूछा गया है. इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन है वो है दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी. दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी इज इनफॉर्मली नोन एज DU. जो शॉर्ट फॉर्म है दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी का वो है DU. इज अ सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी जो कि न्यू दिल्ली में लोकेटेड है, एंड इट इज अ फाउंडेड इन 1922 by the Act of the Central Legislative Assembly and is recognized as an institute of eminence by the University Grant Commission, that is UGC. The second option here is a deemed university. Deemed university or deemed to be university is an accreditation granted at the higher educational institute in the India by a Department of Higher Education. To quote the Ministry of Education, the institute of higher education other than the university working at very high standard in specific area of the study can be declared by the central government on the advice of University Grant Commission. The third option is subordinate office of JNU. JNU is the Jawaharlal Nehru University and it is a public central major research university located in the New Delhi, and it is established in 1969 and named after the Jawaharlal Nehru, the India's first Prime Minister. And the last option is part of Ministry of Tourism and Culture. The Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, abbreviate the MOTAC, is the Ministry of Government of Malaysia. It is responsible for the tourism, culture, library, museum, heritage, art, theatre, handicraft, visual art. Okay. The National Museum in New Delhi is also known as National Museum of India. Okay. It is, please remember that it is also known as the National Museum of the India and it is one of the largest museum in the India जो कि establish हुआ था in 1949 में, and it hold a variety of articles ranging from the prehistoric era to the modern work of art, and it function under the Ministry of Culture, Government of the India, and museum is situated on the Janpath. Okay. और इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा यहाँ पर वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 4, दैट इज द नेशनल म्यूजियम एट न्यू दिल्ली इज अटैच्ड टू द पार्ट ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ टूरिज्म एंड कल्चर. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ ड्यूल मोड यूनिवर्सिटी. तो यहाँ पर आपको कुछ यूनिवर्सिटी के नाम दिए गए हैं और आपको पूछा गया है इसमें से कौन सी एक है जो ड्यूल मोड यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं है. इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट है वो है दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी. दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी जो है उसका जो शॉर्ट फॉर्म है वो है DU, एंड ये जो है वो सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी है जो कि दिल्ली में है और फाउंड हुई थी और एस्टेब्लिश हुई थी इन 1922 को by the act of the Central Legislative Assembly recognized as an Institute of Eminence by the University Grant Commission. Second one is Bangalore University. Bangalore University, that is BU, ये जो है वो पब्लिक स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी है जो कि बेंगलोर कर्नाटका में है. द यूनिवर्सिटी इज अ पार्ट ऑफ एसोसिएशन ऑफ अ इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटी, दैट इज AIU, and the Association of Commonwealth University and affiliated by the University Grant Commission. And Bangalore University is accredited by the NECT with the grade of A in 2016 under the new grading system. Okay, grade A in 2016. The third option here is Madras University. The University of Madras is a public state university in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India, जो कि establish हुई थी in 1857 में, and it is one of the oldest among the major prestigious university. And the last option is Indira Gandhi National Open University. Okay, Indira Gandhi National Open University, that is a IGNOU, is the Central Open Learning University. ये जो है वो Central Open Learning University है. जो कि लोकेटेड है एट द मैदान गांधी, न्यू दिल्ली में. ओके, एंड नेम आफ्टर द फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया इंदिरा गांधी. द यूनिवर्सिटी इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 1985. प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस, इट इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड इन 1985. यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 4, दैट इज इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी इज नॉट अ ड्यूल मोड यूनिवर्सिटी. So here is the question is, which of the following statement are correct with the respect to the नीति आयोग. ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2016 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको कुछ स्टेटमेंट दिए थे और आपको पूछा था इसमें से कौन से जो स्टेटमेंट है वो करेक्ट है विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द नीति आयोग. और इसके लिए जो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट है वो है इट इज अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी. Second one is it is a statutory body. Third one is it is neither the constitutional body and nor the statutory body. And the last one is it is a think tank. और इसके लिए आपको कोड दिए थे जिसमें कि आपको करेक्ट जो कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना था. इन ईयर 1950 जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया था उसने प्लानिंग कमीशन जो था वो एस्टैब्लिश किया था. ओके, 1950 में प्लानिंग कमीशन एस्टैब्लिश किया था. And the government of India, in a keeping with its reform agenda, constituted the Niti Aayog to replace the Planning Commission. The National Institution of Transforming India is also called the Niti Aayog. The other name for the Niti Aayog is National Institution of Transforming India. Okay, this is a full form of Niti Aayog, not the other name. Sorry, that is a National Institution for Transforming India. Was formed in a resolution of Union Cabinet on 1st January 2015. Okay, and it is a primary policy of think tank of Government of India, providing both directional and policy input. Okay, तो इस क्वेश्चन के लिए जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर सी, दैट इज it is a neither the constitutional body and not a statutory body will be the correct here, and it is a think tank. Okay, which of the following core values among the institution of higher education are promoted by the NECT? नेशनल असेसमेंट एंड एक्रेडिएशन काउंसिल। ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो 2016 के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया था, जहां पर आपको कोर्स वैल्यू के बारे में पूछा गया था अमॉन्ग द इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हायर एजुकेशन, जो कि प्रमोटेड किए हैं बाय द नेक ने। Okay, please remember the full form of NAAC, that is National Assessment and Accreditation Council, because again the full form is important here because you might receive the question on the full form of the NAAC. Okay, यहाँ पर जो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट है वो है कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द नेशनल डेवलपमेंट, सेकेंड वन इज फोस्टरिंग ग्लोबल कॉन्फिडेंस अमॉन्ग द स्टूडेंट्स, थर्ड वन इज inculcating the value system among the student and the teacher, and the last one is promoting the optimum utilization of the infrastructure. इसके लिए आपको कोड भी दिए गए हैं, जिसमें से आपको जो करेक्ट कोड है वो यहाँ पर सिलेक्ट करना है। Value framework is a set principle and a standard based on which the assessment is done. जब भी हम assessment करते हैं तब हम क्या देखते हैं? The principle and the standard, right? And based on that we are doing the assessment. The framework of the assessment is accepted to serve the deliverable requirement of the stakeholder in the education, and it should also help the policymaker the meaningful judgment about the public institution. The public may look it for the assurance of the social relevance of the institutional activity, and students may look for the assurance of the learning outcome relevant to the needs. Okay, the value or the goal of this will be, the first one is contribution to the national development. Okay, the second one is fostering the global confidence among the students. Third one is inculcating the value system in the students. That means यहाँ पर जो first A, B and C जो statement है, जो value है, वो यहाँ पर correct होंगे. Okay. The fourth one here is promoting the use of technology. लेकिन यहाँ पर आपको क्या दिया है? Promoting the optimum utilization of the infrastructure. ये यहाँ पर correct नहीं होगा. Okay. And the fifth goal is the quest of excellence. Okay. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन का वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर बी, दैट इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू द नेशनल डेवलपमेंट, fostering global confidence among the student, and inculcating the value of a system among the student and the teacher will be included under the value among the institution of the higher education, जो कि प्रमोट किए हैं by the NAAC. What does NIRF stand for? ये जो क्वेश्चन है वो लास्ट ईयर एग्जाम में आया था 2021 में, और जहां पर आपको NIRF का फुल फॉर्म पूछा गया था। एंड फॉर दिस द ऑप्शंस दिए गए थे, नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ रैंकिंग फेडरेशन, सेकेंड ऑप्शन था नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क, थर्ड ऑप्शन था नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क, एंड लास्ट ऑप्शन था नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशनल रैंकिंग फेडरेशन. The National Institutional Ranking Framework is the methodology adopted by the Ministry of Education, Government of India to rank the institution of higher education in the India. The framework was approved by the MHRD, okay, and launched by the Ministry of Women Resource Development on 29 September 2015. ये लॉन्च कब हुआ? 29 सितंबर 2015 को. ओके, यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 2, दैट इज नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ रैंकिंग फ्रेमवर्क. द फर्स्ट नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी, अ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट यूनिवर्सिटी, इज इन द स्टेट ऑफ. ये भी क्वेश्चन प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स में आया था, जहां पर आपको फर्स्ट नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी पूछी गई थी, जो कि कौन सी स्टेट में है ऐसा पूछा गया था. और इसके लिए ऑप्शंस थे हरियाणा, सेकेंड वन इज मणिपुर, थर्ड वन इज अरुणाचल प्रदेश, एंड लास्ट वन इज पंजाब. सो व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी, इज अ स्पोर्ट्स यूनिवर्सिटी इन द मणिपुर इन इंडिया. ओके, द प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी has laid foundation stone for the National Sports University on 16 March 2018. Please remember the date, that is 16 March 2018, and it is the first central university in India focusing on the sports education. So the correct answer here is option number 2. The first national sports university is in the state of Manipur. Which of the following commission in their report recommended that science, education and research should have a high priority to accelerate the national economy? यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है दिए गए में से कौन सा ऐसा कमीशन और कौन सी ऐसी कमिटी है जिसने रिकमेंड किया है कि साइंस एजुकेशन एंड रिसर्च शुड हैव अ हाई प्रायोरिटी टू एक्सेलरेट द नेशनल इकोनॉमी. फॉर दिस द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज आचार्य नरेंद्र देव कमिटी. So here when we are looking at the Acharya Dev committee, this was a concern with the education and its organization in relation to the political and constitutional condition and potentiality of the progress. The term reference imposed the serious limitation on the committee and much narrowed down the scope of its inquiry. The committee, however, actually survived the education policy of the government, studied the silent fact of the present system of the education. The second one is Mudaliar Commission. The Secondary Education Commission is also known as Mudaliar Commission and was appointed by Government of India in terms of their resolution to bring the changes in the present education system to make a better for the nation. Okay. Third one is Radhakrishnan Commission. ये जो है वो अपॉइंट किया था गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने टू रिपोर्ट ऑन इंडियन यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन एंड सजेस्ट द इम्प्रूवमेंट एंड द एक्सटेंशन that may be desirable to suit a present and a future requirement of the country. And the last one is Kothari Commission. National Education Commission, popularly known as Kothari Commission, was an ad hoc commission set up by the Government of India. और ये क्यों set up हुआ था? To examine all the aspects of the educational sector in the India, to evolve the general pattern of education and advise the guideline and the policy for the development of education in the India. यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 4, दैट इज कोठारी कमीशन. कोठारी कमीशन in their report recommended that science education and research should receive high priority to accelerate the national economy. The next question here is NEET and MHRD scheme aim at. तो यहाँ पर आपको नीट एंड एमएचआरडी के बारे में पूछा गया है कि उनकी जो स्कीम है उनका जो एम क्या था. ओके, फॉर दिस द ऑप्शंस गिवन आर बेटर लर्निंग आउटकम इन हायर एजुकेशन. सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज फैसिलिटेटिंग मेडिकल एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशन. थर्ड ऑप्शन है बेटर फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट. एंड द लास्ट ऑप्शन इज प्रोमोटिंग स्वच्छ कैंपस अंडर द स्वच्छ भारत अभियान. एमएचआरडी का जो फुल फॉर्म है वो है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट एंड नीड का फुल फॉर्म है नेशनल एजुकेशनल अलायंस फॉर द टेक्नोलॉजी. सो हियर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट which is now known as the Ministry of Education has announced a National Education Alliance for a Technology to use the technology for a better learning outcome in the higher education. And the scheme aimed to use the artificial intelligence to make a learning more personalized and customized as per the requirement of the learner. एज पर द एक्सप्लेनेशन जो करेक्ट आंसर होगा इस क्वेश्चन के लिए वो होगा ऑप्शन नंबर 1. नीट एंड एमएचआरडी स्कीम एम एट बेटर लर्निंग आउटकम इन द हायर एजुकेशन. Which of the following ancient university provided for the teaching of special subject Vajrayana Buddhism along with the other subject? यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है इसमें से कौन सी एक यूनिवर्सिटी है जो कि प्रोवाइड की है फॉर द टीचिंग ऑफ स्पेशल सब्जेक्ट दैट इज वज्रायना बुद्धिज्म अलॉन्ग विद द अदर सब्जेक्ट. फॉर दिस द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज मिथिला यूनिवर्सिटी. मिथिला यूनिवर्सिटी जो है वो एस्टैब्लिश हुई थी 5 अगस्त 1972 को बाय द ऑर्डिनेंस ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ बिहार सब्सिक्वेंटली एनेक्टेड थ्रू द लेजिस्लेचर. Second option is Jagatala University. The Jagatala University, it was constructed by Pala King Rampal of Bengal. He made it a monastery and the name as a Jagatala. In Jagatala, there were many scholars notable for their knowledge. Okay, and the book was translated in the Tibetan language, and Jagatala specialized in the Vajrayana Buddhism. The third option is Nalanda University. When we are talking about a Nalanda University, it is a public central or a university which located in the Nalanda district, Rajgiri in the state of Bihar, India. And ये जो है वो designated है as a international institute of a national importance and excellence. And the last option is Odantapuri University. Odantapuri University ruin located at the Hiranya Prabat in Bihar, Sarif is also known as Odantapura Vihar or Odantapuri Buddhist Mahavira, founded in the 8th century by a empire Gopal of Pala dynasty. It furnished for a 400 year till the 12th century. The correct answer here is option number 2, that is Jagatala University provided for the teaching of special subject, that is Vajrayana Buddhism along with the other subject. Here in this question they given you the two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. The statement 1 is it stands for the augmented research platform for the integrated teaching, and the second statement is it is an initiative for the online professional development of 15 lakh higher educational faculty using the massive open online courses platform Swayam. For this, the options given are statement 1 is only true, second option is statement 2 is only true, third option is both the statement are true, and the last option is none is true. The annual refresher program in the teaching is an initiative for the online professional development of 15 lakh higher educational faculty using the massive open online course platform Swayam. For implementing the annual refresher program in the teaching, 75 discipline specific institutions have been identified and notified as a National Resource Center. NRC prepare the online training material with a focus on latest development in a discipline, new and emerging trend, and the methodology for translating the revised curriculum. NRC, that is National Resource Center, are located in the mixed range of institutions such as a Central University, IISc, IIT, NIT and state universities. The correct answer here is option number B, that is statement 2 only is the true. Okay. Which among the following campaign have been launched with the aim to invite experts in the country to share their knowledge and a solution in order to overcome the constraint in promoting the digital education. So, यहाँ पर इस क्वेश्चन में आपको पूछा गया है नीचे गए में से कौन सा कैंपेन है जो कि लॉन्च किया है टू एम टू इन्वाइट द एक्सपर्ट इन द कंट्री Q to share their knowledge and the solution in order to overcome the constraint in promoting the digital education. For this, the first option is Bharat Padhe online campaign. Second option is e-Shiksha campaign. Third option is Digital Vidya campaign, and the last option is Digi Shiksha campaign. When we are talking about the Digi Shiksha campaign, it is a multi-purpose school management system which aid in automating the school daily operation and provide the insightful report and 360-degree tracking so that the school and the colleges can make a better and a faster decision to escalate the productivity of their institution. Then is Digital Vidya campaign. Digital Vidya is Asian leading digital marketing training company and the first to launch the social media marketing workshop series in the India. Then is e-Shiksha campaign. e-Shiksha is the education management portal which simplify the management and provide the enormous facility to the institute over a portal assistant educator to manage, analyze and report the extensive data while making your institute management a cashless and paperless management. Then is a Bharat Padhe online campaign. The Ministry of Women Resources Development has launched the campaign called Bharat Padhe online campaign. The campaign aimed to improve the online education in the India. ओके ये जो कैंपेन है वो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ वुमेन रिसोर्सेज डेवलपमेंट ने लॉन्च किया है और उसका जो एम है वो इम्प्रूव करना है ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन इन इंडिया. द मेन एम ऑफ कैंपेन इज टू इन्वॉल्व द एक्सपर्ट इन द कंट्री टू शेयर देयर नॉलेज एंड सोल्यूशन in order to overcome the constraint in promoting the digital education. Students and teachers are the main target of the campaign. Though there are several other initiatives to promote the online education in India, this campaign is a launch to bring all the experts of a different field to share their knowledge during the lockdown. Okay. So, according to explanation, the correct answer will be option number A. Okay. These questions were there in the previous year questions paper, and because of that I am explaining you all the points here, all the options here. So please understand each option because you never know on which option you will receive the questions. All the topic which I am discussing in today's lecture, all are important from the exam point of view because all this topic were already there in the previous year questions paper. Okay. Which is incorrect about Prime Minister Research Fellow, that is PMRF scheme. So here in this question they ask you about the Prime Minister Research Fellow scheme, and for this the options given are: it has been designed for improving the quality of research in various higher education institutes in the country. Second one is it seeks to attract the best talent into the research, thereby realizing the vision of development through the innovation. Third one is the institute which can offer PMRF include all the IIT, all the IISER, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and some of the top central university, NITs. And last is none is the incorrect. The Prime Minister Research Fellow, that is PMRF scheme, has been designed for improving the quality of research in the various higher educational institutes in the country. With the attractive fellowship, the scheme seeks to attract the best talent into the research, thereby realizing the vision of development through the innovation. And the scheme was announced in the budget of 2018-19. Please remember this year, that is, it is announced in budget 2018-19. The institute which can offer the PMRF include all the IIT, all the IISER, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and some of the top central university, NITs, that offer the science and technology degree. The candidate will be selected through the selection process and their performance will be reviewed suitably through the national convention. So as per the explanation, the correct answer for this question will be option number D, that is none is incorrect. That means all the statement given here, all the option, that is A, B and C, will be the correct. Okay, the answer for this question is this. Okay, because they asked you that which is incorrect. The next question here is, in this question, the statement 1 and statement 2 is given. The first statement is, green bonds are fixed income financial instruments which are used to fund a project that have a positive environmental or climate benefit. So here we are talking about the green bond. Okay. So what is green bond? That you have to understand first. The green bond are a type of debt issued by a public or a प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट टू फाइनेंस देमसेल्फ। ओके, जो ग्रीन बॉन्ड है वो एक प्रकार का डेप है जो कि पब्लिक और प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूट इशू करता है। किस लिए इशू करता है? टू रेज द फाइनेंस फॉर देमसेल्फ। Unlike other credit instrument, they commit the use of a fund obtained by the environmental project or one related climate change. जो second statement है वो है green bond are just like an regular bond with a key difference that the money raised from the investor is used exclusively to finance projects that have a positive environmental impact such as renewable energy and green buildings. So in statement 2 we are even talking about the regular bond. So at present we know what is green bond, right? The key difference between the green bond and a regular bond is that issuer publicly state it is a raising capital to fund green project asset or a business activity with the environmental benefit such as renewable energy, low carbon transport or for a factory project. Okay. यहाँ पर जो ऑप्शंस थे वो थे स्टेटमेंट 1 ओनली इज ट्रू, सेकेंड ऑप्शन था स्टेटमेंट 2 ओनली इज ट्रू, थर्ड ऑप्शन था स्टेटमेंट 1 एंड सेकेंड आर ट्रू एंड द लास्ट ऑप्शन इज none of the statement is the true. Okay, a green bond is a kind of a fixed income instrument which is usually used to finance the environmental project like a pollution, healthy water and a decent transportation, and such a bond are a backup by the issuer balance sheet so that hold the same credit rating as the issuer explanation. That means the both the statement given here are the true. I hope these things are clear to you. Yukti web portal will cover various initiatives and efforts of the institution in the academic research especially related to the COVID-19. युक्ति स्टैंड फॉर, यहाँ पर आपको युक्ति के बारे में पूछा गया है, उसका फुल फॉर्म पूछा गया है. ओके, फॉर दिस द ऑप्शंस जो है वो दिए गए हैं. द फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज ईयर लॉन्ग कैंपेन टू combat COVID with the knowledge, technology and innovation. Second is Young India combating COVID with the knowledge, trade and initiative. Third is Young India combating COVID with the knowledge, technology and innovation. And last is You and I combat COVID with the knowledge, technology and the innovation. The ministry has launched the Yukti, and the full form of Yukti is Young India combating COVID with the knowledge, technology and the innovation web portal on 11th April 2020. The Ministry of HRD prepared a portal in a view of coronavirus. The portal intended to cover the different dimensions of COVID-19 challenge in the very holistic and comprehensive way. Through this portal, the Ministry of Human Resources Development will enter to ensure that the student, teacher and researcher in the higher educational institutions are getting the appropriate support to meet the requirement needed to advance their technology and the innovations. तो यहाँ पर जो करेक्ट आंसर है वो है ऑप्शन नंबर सी. युक्ति का जो फुल फॉर्म है वो है यंग इंडिया कॉम्बेटिंग कोविड विद द नॉलेज, टेक्नोलॉजी एंड द इनोवेशन, और ये जो है वो आया था 11 अप्रैल 2022 में.